Foody Beauty.
Well, hello there, Crime and Crochet here with another reaction to the beast that is Foody Beauty. If you hate your friends or family enough and you want to send them a personalised gift of a morbidly obese lady wandering around in a hijab in the Middle East, look no further. You can see her standing by a burger bar or looking into an ocean that she can't go into. You can psychologically score your friends and family with a gift that you can keep forever.
Stop fucking eating eggs immediately. It's the reason why you have high cholesterol.
Oatmeal? You think this is the best breakfast ever? This is not the breakfast of champions. Oats are full of phytic acid.
Throw the white bread away. If it's white, put it out of sight.
Now this is going to piss some people off. The fruit is not healthy.
Oh my god, we were right. Chantel does get all her health advice from TikTok. Nice to have it confirmed, love.
November 4th.
Chantel coming in hot with the weekly liar. We can't see the figure until she gets off. Last week was 153.9 kilograms. And this week we have 155.0 kilograms. Oh dear. The struggle is real. What the fuck? Okay, let's get on the... Oh, we're being treated to the lovely view out of the window of the coach park and the sea in the distance. Nice. Oh my gosh, you're so lucky to live where you live. Now we're being treated with a go on the treadmill. Okay, press the buttons, gotta put that fan on. And we're going on a 1.9 speed. 1.9 what? Well, that's actually 1.9 kilometers per hour. So that's actually slower than 1.9 miles per hour. And we are walking a distance of a whole 300 meters.
Hi guys. I have some water.
You must be so exhausted walking a whole 300 meters, Chantel. Drink deep, girl. Drink deep. I can't see any reason why you'd actually just walk 300 meters fully dressed like you are, other than to just prove to us that you are actually doing the walking. But yeah, I'd say it's a bit weird because you don't need to be dressed up like that and you'd be a lot cooler, love.
Ice cold. And I'm just a bit sweaty.
You've walked a whole 300 meters. I'm not surprised you're sweaty.
So I have an impromptu weigh-in. It's not weigh-in Wednesday, but I'll weigh in now and then I'll weigh in, go back to next weighing in every Wednesday.
Weigh in Monday, weigh in Wednesday. I really don't think it's going to make much difference with the amount of stuff you've been eating in the past week, love.
Because, you know, I want to know how much weight I am before I start back on track, which today I am going to do my best to be back on track.
Don't you usually have to have actually been on track to get back on track? Is it just me?
I've been off track for a bit. So yeah, basically if you're new, I started this new lifestyle journey basically around on the 29th of September.
Yeah, that'd be just after she got back from Bangkok, where she had sat for a month in a hotel room and just stuffed her face.
And for the past maybe week, a little more, I've been off track. My starting weight for this journey was, I'm not exactly sure of the exact amount.
That's ridiculous. If you're going to start a weight loss journey, you need to know what you're starting from. You need to know your start point so you can measure your progress.
Because I'm not sure if the scale I weighed myself on was accurate enough, but I'm going by the highest weight that I can remember being in Kuwait, which was 166 kg. And when I did weigh myself in Thailand, I was like 165 or something like that. So it's very believable for me that I would be around that weight.
And you've already had to correct yourself, which is kind of why you need to know where you're starting from when you start.
As the heaviest and the lowest I've been on this journey, even though it hasn't been that long, was 151.5. So as you saw from the beginning, my weigh-in was 155 kg, which is up. If I'm not mistaken, I'll put the previous week's weigh in.
Yeah, you didn't. Okay.
And the last week was a plateau. Hasn't been a full week, but I've just been like slipping. So I gotta catch myself now before it slips too far, and I go right back up to that 166 because it doesn't take very long, you know.
But you've been eating like food's gone out of fashion or someone's coming to take it away from you since then, and you'd obviously gained weight because it was very visible. So this is why you needed to have a actual start weight, not one from December last year, one from now.
Might take like, I don't know, less than a month, depends. I'm planning on just making healthy meals today, staying within the calories tracking in my Fitness Pal. So I'll just show you what I have to eat after this.
I think everybody would appreciate you just being honest with what you've eaten up until now, which is how you've gained weight when you're on a weight loss journey. You know, be honest with yourself and be honest with the people who are behind you and watching you.
For my first meal, and I just want to start to feel better. As you can see, I can only do really 10 minutes before again my back starts hurting, and before I was falling off, I was able to do like 20 minutes, you know.
I understand that. You know, your back starts hurting. My back starts hurting when I do anything. It starts hurting when I walk across the room sometimes. But you've got to be honest with yourself and eat healthier before you start trying to push yourself to get fitter. Because it's hard. It's going to be hard.
Pretty easily. It was getting there. It's very easy for me to put on weight because I do eat a lot of sodium, and that retains a lot of water.
But it's okay. Surely this magic low sodium water that you're drinking is going to counteract all that.
Water weight, which is also why I lose a good chunk at the beginning. Probably a lot of it is just water weight.
Probably. Absolutely. You do. You store water in your fat, which is why whenever you go and join a slimming class or whatever, the first week you lose a heck of a lot. And it's just the water.
Which you'd be surprised how much that weighs, you know, when you're eating a lot of salt. Yeah, so I know my starting weight now. Like I said, I'll weigh myself next week. I'm not going to dwell too much on this. I'm just going to catch myself and keep going. You know, I know that it's frustrating, like when I fall off track for my viewers and stuff like that.
You know, but you don't care what your viewers think. If you're thinking it's frustrating for them, do you even care? It should be frustrating for you, not your viewers. Stop lying to yourself. Really. Stop. I mean, the thing that they tell anybody who is trying to lose weight is you need to do it for yourself, not others.
But I just want you to know that this might happen again. Like, it can happen. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not, you know, something that has no ups and downs. It's a journey. It's not like a race to the finish.
A race usually involves more than one person. This is your personal weight loss journey. There is no race. You're the only runner.
And it takes a long time, you know. So I do want to remind my audience of what method of attack I'm going for. And there's a lot of different ways to achieve your goals. Some people, you know, take Manjaro, Ozempic. Some people have the surgery. Some people, there's not like a one size fits all. And I just really want to emphasize that.
It's a personal journey. You need to stop comparing yourself to other people. You need to start listening to the healthcare professionals that are there to give you advice. Because if you don't, you're only doing yourself wrong.
For me in my situation, because I have an eating disorder, a disordered relationship with food, if you will, I think it's very important to slowly repair that. And
yes, you're saying all the right words, but you need to keep to them. Stop taking your advice from TikTok. Go and see a doctor.
And when I say slowly, I mean like what I think has been working, even though I fell off track. That can happen with any method of, you know, weight loss or lifestyle change that you're trying to achieve. Again, there's not going to be all happy days and success every single day.
Of course there isn't. You're human. We're all human. And we all have these days when you just want to eat all the things. But one of the key things to not eating all the things is not having the things in your house. If the things aren't in your house, you can't eat them. Simple. You already know you have no self-control.
But I think keeping consistent with it, even if you fall off track, is the key, and how long you fall off track. So I'm trying to catch myself today before I gain any more weight, and I'm still 11 kgs down from my highest.
The delusion is real, isn't it? It really is. You don't even know what your highest weight was, to be honest, because you didn't have an accurate read before you started on this particular journey. Stop fooling yourself. Seriously.
So I just keep thinking of that to be on the positive side. But that being said, I know people, scoff or shake their head when they see my grocery hauls and, think, oh my gosh, you have so much junk food. And I'm trying to not label food as bad. I'm trying to just eat less. I'm trying to still enjoy foods that I like.
Just because you're trying not to label foods as bad doesn't stop them from being bad foods.
Instead of being afraid of them, that I won't be able to control myself around them, but just eat less of them. Balance is the key to life. Trying to do more like an 80-20%, so 80% healthy, 20% junk throughout the day.
But what you have actually been doing is eating 80% junk and 20% healthy, and then wondering why you've not lost weight. Because you keep bringing junk into the house, and junk's tasty, and junk is what is your weak spot. And you want to eat all the junk food. So if it's there, you eat it. If it's not there, you can't. And this is where Salah needs to help you. Even if he likes eating the Galaxy chocolate bars, personal favourite of mine too, and eating the Doritos, tell him not to eat them when you're around, or to go somewhere else and eat them, because that's the best thing that he can do for you, so you don't have the temptation in your house.
And healthy looks different to everybody. A lot of people hate on a baked potato, because they think it's a bad carb. All carbs are bad. I don't think that, and a lot of other people don't think that. It just depends on your mindset, your opinion, and everyone's entitled to it.
A lot of these opinions are actually based on medical evidence and dietary evidence. I've seen people make suggestions in your chat, and you either block them or call them a hater. But maybe, just maybe, listen to some of the advice that people are giving you.
But this is my journey, and this is how I'm choosing to tackle it right now. And I think it's the most realistic. I've done a lot of different diets. I've done, I think I've even done a potato diet. I've done, all fruit, fat water fasting, just, elimination diets. And I've just gone from one extreme to another. And that's just not it. I've never been successful at that. So I think that.
We know. You're telling us this like we don't know. You've been documenting this on the internet for everyone to see and judge for the past 7 years. If you don't want the judgment, don't put it online.
This is, in long term, what's probably going to work for me, because realistically, sure, we have to eat to live and not live to eat, but realistically, we have to enjoy food.
Again, we know nobody wants to eat food that they don't enjoy eating, but you have got to a stage in your life where your health is failing, and you need to start making these changes. You need to stop acting like a toddler and just eating the foods that you want. You need to start eating the foods that are healthy for you and will aid you on your journey, and not aid you on a journey to an early grave.
Especially in today's day and age, in any culture, food is celebrated. We use food to celebrate things. Weddings, there's food. Birthdays, there's food. Christmas, it's about the food. And, we have to take back that control in our life.
You're 40 years old. You've got to work on getting that control in your life. You need to work on that for yourself. No one else can do it for you, but you do need to reach out to people who can actually give you proper medical advice, proper dietary advice. Like, the diabetic clinic.
That we've lost, because if you rely on other sources to have that control for you, you're never fully grasping, taking it by the balls.
We have a smile on her face. It's only because she's talking about taking something by the balls.
And dealing with it, I know people think that I'm adverse to getting any kind of help. I've had a long journey. I've had a long journey since being 15, in and out of mental hospitals. I've been to an eating disorder program.
But be honest, how many times did you actually go? I'm hearing that it was only once. Even if you've only been once, surely something might have started sinking in for you then, giving you the motivation to make better choices moving forward?
I've been on Vyvanse, I've been on Ozempic, I've been, but nothing ever really I've been to therapy a few times and nothing ever really worked for me. So,
why didn't it work? Is it because you thought, oh, it's not done anything after a couple of days? I am fancying having a takeaway. I'm going to have a burger. I'm going to have fries. I'm going to have pizza. And sod this bloody diet. I'm just going to eat what I want.
I'm just really trying to be realistic. So when you see me, buy those little bags of Doritos, yeah, maybe the thumbnail is a bit trolling, but in all sincerity, I'm not trolling with the reality of what I'm trying to do, and that is just basically eat less of everything. And
you want to eat less, but you're buying all the bad foods and bringing them into the house and expecting yourself to have the self-control that you've never had. It just makes no sense, Chantal. It really doesn't.
My Egyptian food mukbang, that was a single meal, had a lot of rice. I ate half of it,
You ate over half of it on camera, but you're expecting us to now believe that you didn't eat the other half of it off camera? Not convinced.
I wasn't on track then. If I was on track, I would just portion the rice with an actual cup, measure a couple cups, maybe 2 cups, as an example. So I'm not, by doing that, by not telling myself, you can't have this food ever, it's bad, you can't control yourself with it, it puts me in such a negative headspace, and it creates a lot of that food noise.
I'm sure you do get the food noise in your head, but you're doing it to yourself with the types of food that you're bringing in. Bad foods are labelled bad foods for a reason.
In my head, constantly, like, oh my gosh, you had a cookie, I can't live that way, So I think that's just what I need to keep trying to do. So
eating a cookie wouldn't be necessarily bad if you've been sticking to your plan for the rest of the time. But how many, honestly, of that packet of biscuits or cookies, sorry, I forget. A lot of people call them cookies. We call them biscuits here in the UK. I digress. But how many of that box of Chips Ahoy are actually left? Seriously, be honest with you, be honest with us.
So it's going to be an attempt at a natural weight loss, at resetting my system and my brain to not be so hyper-focused on eating so much food. I can still have, pizza, pasta, but I want to try to add more vegetables and stuff like that, and eat less of it. Just eat less of it. That's all I want to do.
You're making all the right noises. You always make the right noises, but why do you think that this time's going to be any different? When you're actually going to put your hands up and say, right, that's it, I need to actually get some outside help. Because I think you're past the point of being able to do this yourself now. And it's a race against time, if you want to call it a race, because you need to sort your health out before it's too late.
It's just eat less, because, people say, well, why don't you eat like Salah? He eats whatever he wants, but he doesn't eat too much of it.
Again, you can't compare yourself to others. You can't compare yourself to Salah. He's a man, he's active, doing a job, whatever his job actually is, but he's got a different metabolism to you. You've got a different metabolism to other people, and that is where you need to get the advice on what's going to actually work for you.
So I'm trying to be a normie. A normie is somebody who doesn't have any of those issues with food. It just basically eats, doesn't think about food after that. They think about food when their hunger hormone, the ghrelin, tells them to eat, and then after, when it says halas, like stop, when they're full, they don't think about food until the next time they're hungry.
Which TikTok video did you get that from? I wonder.
And that's my goal. That's my goal. Maybe I'll never be there because of my brain being just different, but I really believe that some people do also have a genetic predisposition that others don't. If you have people in your family who are overweight, it's probably in there somewhere.
You're right. It does run in families. I'm overweight. My mum was overweight, but my mum didn't lose the weight that she needed to lose, which would have stopped her dying 2 years ago. So, you've got the time to do this.
So it's a battle. It's going to be a long battle, and I don't want to go offline and just lose weight and come back all skinny and whatever.
I mean, you could. Yeah, You could do that. You could go offline and get yourself skinny and then come back. Haha, surprise! But you're not going to do that because your content is about food and eating and you need the income. Just be honest, you don't really do much else, do you?
That's not my goal. My goal is just repairing my relationship with food, and as a side effect of that, eating less, being more moderate in my life, the weight will just come off naturally, even if it's at a slower pace. It's not a race, it's not a competition, it's just, you know, a huge lifestyle change. So, but even, you know, what I was doing before, I was starting to feel so good. My stamina was going up, my sciatica was gone, my sciatica pain is coming back because I'm sedentary again, haven't been using the treadmill, and it comes back. So it's a sign, definitely. I don't know what more I need to, you know, wake up and realize, like, I need to move. The body's meant to move. So
I'm gonna stop the reaction here because she doesn't really do much or say much else apart from show us what she's having for breakfast. And to be honest, people taking any sort of dietary advice from you is kind of like going to the McCanns and asking for parenting advice. Yeah, I better leave that one there. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you!